Hey y'all, let's do an easy one pot meal tonight. Let me show y'all what I got going here. All right, so I have 1 pound of ground chuck here in my skillet, and we're just going to season it up a little bit. Now y'all know if you want to go ahead and add in your peppers and onions or whatever veggies you're doing, you can do that. I just choose to wait before I add mine in, but you certainly can do it however you want to. There went little Bella. She just jumped down, little stinker. All right, so we're going to season this meat up pretty good. So we're going to start with some onion powder. Okay. We're going to do some garlic powder. Y'all know, just the usual. The usual. Okay. And some Creole. Just a little bit. That spoon does not want to sit up there. And a little bit of smoked paprika. Now, I don't always do this, but I think it will be good in this dish. So we're going to add some in. Just a little. All right, and then a little bit of salt and pepper. Not much, just a little. Okay. Now I'm just going to cook this ground beef down, ground chuck, and then I'm going to get this fat off of here, and then we're going to throw in, I have some peppers here and some onion. This is kind of like, now I don't know if y'all remember, it's been a while, but you may be familiar with the recipe. I'm sure you've heard of the chicken spaghetti. I call mine chicken rotel. I've made it for y'all before. Anyway, that is kind of where I got this recipe from. It's kind of the same thing, except for I'm using ground beef instead of chicken. Okay, so I'm going to be using a lot of the same ingredients that I use for it. It's a delicious little dish, and we're going to do it all right here in this skillet. You can put it in a casserole dish and put it in the oven if you want, but I'm just going to do it all right here in this skillet. I've already boiled my pasta, and y'all, that's what I love about this deep, big skillet. As you can see here how big it is, I boiled my pasta in here already, so that way I only had to mess up 1 pot. So I have that over here that I have drained, and I have everything else here ready to go. But anyway, y'all, let this ground beef cook down, and we're going to drain it, and then we'll get on to the next step. Okay, y'all, our ground beef has cooked down. There's not very much fat in here at all, so we're going to do the paper towel method. I know sometimes I mention it, and some people still say that they haven't seen it. So if you are cooking a decently lean ground beef or chuck or round, whatever it may be, and you don't have a ton of fat, you can do this paper towel method. Now, I don't recommend it if you're cooking a real fatty ground beef, because you're going to use a lot of paper towels trying to get it out. This works really well, though, whenever you only have a little bit that you need to get out. You can see what I'm doing. You just fold it up, kind of move it around here, and it will get all of that fat out, and it works really well. That way you don't have to mess up a strainer or whatever, which I already had one over here with my pasta in it, but I still like doing it this way if I can do that. Okay, so it looks like that's about got it. So let me turn this down, and I will pick this up and show y'all. You see that? We got our fat out, and so now we are ready for the next step. As y'all can see here, see that? Got most of it out, and we're ready to go. Okay, y'all, so now what we're going to do is add in our onions and our peppers. Okay, I have just a little bit of onion here, and I have 2 different color peppers. You can use whatever color you want. This is just what I had in my fridge. I still had a little bit of yellow left, and then I grabbed some green. Okay. Now, a lot of people also have asked me where I got these little cutting boards at. Y'all, I grabbed these at my little local grocery store. They were 3 in a pack, but I'm sure you can get them at Walmart, Target, Amazon, anywhere, but they are the best things. I don't think I've even used my wooden chopping board since I have gotten those, because they're just so easy to use. Okay, y'all, now what I'm going to do is just let this cook, let those peppers and onions soften up and saute up a little bit, and and then I'll come back and we'll get it all going, y'all. Okay, y'all, as you can see, I've just been letting our veggies cook down, get good and soft. Y'all, this is why I like to get that grease out of the meat first and then put these in, because they cook out their own liquid, and I feel like it just keeps all that flavor in there for them to sit here and cook like that for a little bit. But now you do it however you want to. This is just my choice of how I do it. I feel like I'm losing that liquid if I put it in there and then drain the meat, or all that flavor rather. Okay, y'all. So let me move this spoon. This spoon gets in the way. Now we're going to add our other stuff. I'm going to turn it down for just a second. All right, now we're going to add in 1 can of Rotel. Okay. I have some sour cream here. I went on ahead and got this out of my little squeeze thing because this was all that I had left. I'm thinking this is about 1/4 of a cup, y'all. That's all that I had left, so I'm going to toss it in. You can do a little bit more if you want to, but that'll be plenty right there. 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup. All right, so now I have 1/2 block of cream cheese, 4 ounces. Now, I really recommend using your cream cheese. It's really good in this dish. And then I have just a little bit, about 2 ounces of pepper jack. And then I have a little bit of Velveeta here. Now, the Velveeta I cut off of my block. It was just maybe about that big of a hunk off of there. It was not big at all, just a little bit. But now, let me tell y'all. I call this an inexpensive meal, and you're probably thinking, well, Velveeta is not inexpensive, and it's not. I just happen to have some. I had bought some here a while back, and I will make a ton of different recipes out of that big block of Velveeta. However, there have been times where I didn't have Velveeta, and I wanted to make this. So let me tell you different things that you can do. You can always buy just a can of that cheddar cheese soup cheese. You can do that. You can buy just a little jar of like the cheese dip cheese and do that. You can do a bag of shredded cheese. You can buy the block of cheese and shred it. Y'all, you can use whatever kind of cheese you want for this. This is one of those that is so versatile, and it's just whatever you have, whatever kind of cheese you have. About 16 ounces, like or one of those bags, you know, about 2 cups or whatever would be plenty. All right, so whatever kind of cheese you have, whatever you want to do is great. If you want to do Velveeta, it is delicious, and it will be delicious without it. But I do recommend throwing in the cream cheese. It's just really good in this, okay? So let me show it to y'all. So this is what we're going to do. We're just going to melt down those cheeses and let this cook for a bit, and then we're going to throw our pasta in, and that's going to be our dish, y'all. This is so good. Like I said, it's a lot like the chicken spaghetti or chicken rotel that I call it, except we're just using ground beef instead of the chicken. And the only thing in the chicken spaghetti, we do use cream of chicken. I didn't feel like that would be good in this, so we're not going to do that. And then I have a little bit of my pasta water here. I'm going to toss that in just to help give it a little bit of liquid to cook in. That is about, we're going to do about 1/2 cup. Okay? Now, if you don't want to do your pasta water, you can always do heavy cream. You can do milk. You can do broth. You can do whatever you want to do. So now what I'm going to do, y'all, I'm going to turn this down. I'm going to pop the lid on this, let all this melt up good, and then we're going to throw our pasta in, and I'll come back, y'all. Okay, y'all, let's check our little mixture here. I tell you what, this right here, I'm not even going to lie to you. This would be good dipped up with some chips. I want y'all to look at this. This almost looks like my Rotel dip, except for I use sausage in it instead of ground beef, but this looks good and smells so good. All right, well, let's go ahead and add our pasta in. So I have some rigatoni here. Now, you can use whatever kind of pasta you want. And this has already been cooked, of course. Now, I had a 16-ounce box, and I did a little bit over half. So I would say I did about 10 ounces, okay? You can do however much you want. You can do whatever kind you want to do. I just really love the rigatoni. And I love a big pasta like this. And it's going to really absorb all of this liquid in here. And this will be so good. So then we're just gonna mix it in. And you know, you don't ever want to overcook your pasta because we're gonna let it sit here for just a little bit before we serve it. So let's see, I may add in just a little bit more of our pasta water, but not much. So we first did half a cup, so let's say about 3/4 of a cup of liquid, whatever kind of liquid you want to do. I think that will be good, just like that. Tell you what, this looks amazing. Okay, we've got it all mixed in. I have it down really low. We're just gonna let this sit here. I'm gonna get some shredded cheese, just regular my cheese, y'all know that I do, and I'm gonna put some over the top. And like I said, if you want to put this in a casserole dish and pop it in the oven, you can, but hey, I think it works out just fine in this skillet here. Just keep it on a low temperature and you'll be good to go. Okay. All right, y'all. There it is. I'm just going to pop this lid back on it. We're going to let this hang out maybe 10 minutes or so. I don't know. I'll keep a check on it and I'll come back and we're going to see what we got. Okay, y'all, let's look at our little 1 skillet meal here. I believe it is ready to go. It's bubbling under there. I know you can't see it, but it's bubbling really good. Yeah, and the only thing I've done since I turned the camera off was I put a little bit of parsley on the top for some good color. Y'all know that. I can't go without it. All right, so let's get a little bit out and taste this. It smells wonderful. Yeah, and there's a lot of liquid on down in there. Like it isn't, it looks like there's a lot of pasta to the other stuff, but you can see, you'll see whenever I get it out, that it's a more even ratio than it looks on top. Ooh, that looked good. Okay, let's see, let's wipe all this off. I don't like it all stringing on the sides, y'all know that. Okay, look at it. You see there how there's a lot more stuff down in there than what it looks like. Got this up way too high. See that? Let's give it a try. Hot. Yes, that is good. I think it would be better to turn it off and let it sit for a minute though before you serve it. You know, to kind of let it thicken up a little bit. But look at this cheese. It just keeps pulling. This is really good. This is a very good, quick and easy weeknight meal, y'all. Something quick you can throw together. It's good, it's flavorful, it's easy. You would want to put a little bit more cheese in it. I know this is stringing, but that's from the cheese I put on top. It probably could have used a little bit more Velveeta. I think I went cheap on that. But I mean, it's still good, but I'm just telling it for y'all to make sure you put enough cheese in it. But it is really good. It's flavorful, it's good, easy, few ingredients. Make you some garlic bread to go with it, or maybe a little salad, and there you have it. Yeah. I like that, and I really like the rigatoni with it too, which I like a firm pasta like that, but you may not. And I still have some of my Velveeta left, and for some reason, it's weird. I have had several people ask me here recently for my macaroni and cheese recipe, and it's just strange that there's been different ones that ask, but so anyway, I've got that on the menu going forward. I don't know what day I'll do it. Now I don't feel like I have a big fancy macaroni and cheese recipe. It's just very easy and basic. It is very good. Everybody always loves it, and I do use Velveeta. So I'm gonna save the rest of my Velveeta for that. And also I grabbed one of the big picnic hams that I have made before, and I didn't do a video of me making it. I just showed it to y'all, and I had so many questions about it. But anyway, I happened to see one at the grocery today, and I grabbed one. So I'll be making that soon. And I may do the macaroni and cheese on the same day that we have the ham. We haven't had macaroni and cheese in forever. And we haven't had a ham in a long time either. But anyway, ham has always been a favorite of ours. That was like a Sunday staple whenever my boys were growing up, was a big ham. So I love to make one. We love it. It is so good and it's so easy. But anyway, y'all try this little quick and easy weeknight meal. It's all in one pot. You'll love it. Your kids will like it. It's cheesy, ooey, and gooey, and it's pasta. Can't go wrong with pasta, right? Anyway, I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.